Well, good morning, everyone. How are you once again? Welcome to another live this morning. Thank you for coming on with us. As you get your notifications, we appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for all the love and all the care. We appreciate it. There you are, Brahim. How are you, my friend? From Portland, Oregon. Andrea from the Kidneys of Canada, Niagara Falls. Keep those kidneys clear. Carol, West Virginia. Mountain Mama. Brahim. Didn't I just say hello to you? Sandy, Vancouver, Washington. Fran, Orangeville. And Carrie from Nebraska. Eric, salut. And Pennsylvania, who was that? I missed it. Wendy, Markham. Sherry, Mississauga. Donna, Bell Valley. And Nancy, good morning to you. Marlo from Ottawa, our nation's capital. Frida. And Rosa, Montreal. And Dave from Muskoka. And Sue, how are you? From Bolton. Eileen, Brampton. Marianne, London. Keith, good morning from Bell River. Kevin, Oshawa. Kathy, Port Perry, good morning. And I'm going to say that was, I couldn't see it. Georgie, how are you? From Halifax, Nova Scotia. Janine from in BC, Kelowna. Veronica, how are you today? And I missed it. Stouffville, who was that? Rose, Peterborough. Chantal, Sudbury. Herma, how are you? Mary, PEI. Rita, good morning. And Vince, how is you? And Susan, good morning. Checking in, she says. Leela from Verna, good morning, Leela. Sharon from Kansas. We love you guys. Yeah, where's Mike from Norland? I don't know. I've been calling his name. Carol. Frida. And another Carol. And she's praying for Tiffany, my daughter. Appreciate it. Doris, how are you? And from Oshawa, that was Wanda from Virginia. Lori, Alberta. Couple of more, guys. Gloria, I missed you, eh? I didn't mean to. Linda, oh, Lindas, those Lindas. And IT, Francis Marie, Nellie. Two more. Lori and Ryan from Sarasota, Florida. Rose from Lighthouse Cove. Bev, Saskatchewan. And Faye, good morning. Okay, couple of my, this is Headline Tuesday, Headline Wednesday, Headline Thursday. We're just looking at some, they're not in the mainstream headlines, but they certainly are in the health headlines. So we're looking at a few more this morning, okay? How did you like that one on Dunkin' Donuts and Tim Hortons, those pumpkin drinks? Holy moly. You could have, how many glazed donuts? 16. If you drink one of them. Same amount of sugar. Unbelievable. Okay. Now, here's an article that I read. I found it interesting because it's true. But it's just something that we need to be reminded of. You remember yesterday we talked about the significance again as they study omega-3 and how good it is for you, right? And there's different types of omega-3, just like there are different cars on the road. They're all cars, and some, are they better? I guess if you pay more, right? But Okay, omega-3s, and we went into some detail on that yesterday on anti-aging, a new study on anti-aging for omega-3. And secondly, looking at omega-3s lowering your triglycerides, good oils. Now, this morning's article emphasizes bad oils, those seed oils, those so-called vegetable oils, not good for you at all in 5 different ways. Okay, and I kind of liked it because they spelled it out in this article about what damage these bad oils, these PUFAs, polyunsaturated fatty acids. They're fatty acids, but they're polyunsaturated. That's why the world went for them. 1, they're cheap. 2, they got the world has the cholesterol derangement syndrome, right? We named it at the Martin Clinic. You heard it first. Okay? You heard it first. Cholesterol derangement syndrome. The world's gone for it. The world is deranged because they have cholesterol upside down. They have cholesterol as being bad when it is actually very, very good for you, absolutely essential, and there's no such thing as bad cholesterol. Now, there are bad triglycerides, but not cholesterol. And because the whole world of nutrition, the whole world of medicine, the whole world of big pharma, big food, big pharma, big medicine, and all of almost every educational facility has talked about lowering cholesterol. One of the things that happened right at the start was the introduction of these bad oils, substituting for good oils like butter and, ghee, bacon fat, butter. Oh, that's bad for you. No, it's actually very good for you. And they changed the oil. They changed the flour. They changed the oil. They changed the sugar. You think our world is smart? Because they think they're smarter than God. That's why. And they took a machine oil and they turned it into Crisco, and the rest is history. We have an oil, almost every restaurant, especially the fast food ones, they cook in this oil. Peanut oil, soy oil, Canada's gift to the world, canola oil, Canada oil. That's what that is. It's can oil, Canada's oil. You can run your car on it, but you sure shouldn't run your body on it. And now, here's what they're showing. 5 effects of seed oils. Okay, this new article. I already knew these things, but I kind of like just reading the article where they spell out 5 different things that happened within the body when you consume seed oils. And remember, they weren't made really for human consumption. And because you just don't drop dead immediately, and you don't have a flashing light on your head telling you that you put the wrong oil in your body, it takes time for it to do its destructive things to your body, but it does. Numero uno, inflammation. Because these PUFAs are omega-6 fatty acids. And because your body needs to balance omega-6 with omega-3, you know, omega-6, when it gets too high in the ratio compared to omega-3, the body creates an inflammatory response. It's silent. You don't know you have it because we don't readily test for it. There is tests for inflammation, by the way. The best test is called the CRP, the C-reactive protein test. I love that test. You should be at 0. Most people are not because they're consuming too much omega-6. And they have this oil and it creates inflammation. / number 2, oxidation. They're very unstable. And one of the things, and I brought this to you maybe 3 books ago. I'm trying to think what I did a whole chapter on this, okay? When they look at people today, and you look at cancer rates, okay? That's what I wanted to talk about, cancer rates. Cancer is out of control. We're not winning the war. We're not winning the war on heart disease. We're not winning the war on cancer. We're not winning the war on diabetes. No kidding. We're not winning the war on Alzheimer's. We're not winning the war on autoimmune. We're just not. We're losing. And one of the biggest factors is inflammation, and the second one, oxidation. Now, I want to just refresh your memory and this would be new for a lot of our viewers because they haven't heard this said before, but I've said it before. Okay, because one of the only dent we ever made in cancer in the last 50 years is when folks got the message to stop smoking. Remember that? And it really did make a difference. I really applaud the cancer societies, the heart associations, doctors. I do. I applaud them. What did they tell us to do? Stop smoking. Yeah, good idea. Good idea. My dad, 1962, came home from the office. His pack of Buckingham's cigarettes went in the trash can. I remember like it was yesterday because my dad made a ceremony out of it. He said, I was 10 years old. He said, smoking causes cancer, and therefore I'm going to stop smoking. I wish my mom would have got the memo, but my dad did. He went cold turkey, and my dad was my hero. I watched him. I was in shock because my older brother smoked, my dad smoked, my mom smoked. Everybody smoked. Okay. And I could, Dad, what are you doing? Whose cigarettes am I going to steal? I guess Mom's. Okay. Anyway. And that made a dent in cancer rates. It went down. Cancer rates went down for a couple of years in the 80s. and then they come skyrocketing back up, i.e., breast cancer. 1 out of 20 in the 1970s. North American women would get breast cancer today. It is 1 out of 6. Are we winning? Nope. Now, tying this together, because you think I've lost my train of thought, haven't you? Nah. Okay. One of the it is still the leading cause, the number one cause of death in cancer is lung disease. What? Dr. Martin, you just told us that people got the memo on smoking. Yes, I did. But guess what took over? Bad oil. Cooking oil. Found everywhere. Found in foods in the middle aisles of your grocery store. Okay? Middle aisle of your grocery store. Found in every fast food restaurant that I know of in North America. They cook their fries and cook their chicken and cook whatever else they're cooking. They cook it in this oil. And why is lung cancer still the number one killer in our society in terms of cancer? Because of the side effects of this oil. You know what they're called? Same thing as smoking. Aldehydes. They cause free radical damage, oxidation, destroys your lungs and everything else they can get their hands on. That's why these oils are so bad. Inflammation, oxidation. Lung cancer with aldehydes. Okay, so get a new memo. You got the memo on smoking. I bet you there's very few of my listeners, viewers, that smoke. Right? Very few. We got the memo. Now get the memo on cooking oils. They're bad. Go back to the way we used to cook. Even McDonald's, they use lard until the Crisco police came around. True story. Even McDonald's used to cook their fries in the right oil until the canola police came around. And stopped them from using, because that's lard. That's going to give you heart disease, says the American Heart Association, says the Canadian Heart Association, and they were dead wrong. They're deadly wrong. They're killing more people because of their stupidity on these oils. These oils are bad news. There's nothing good. Well, there is. You can go, when you go get your oil change, you can bring your oil with you. Like, if go to the grocery store, I'm not kidding you, and pick up some oil and bring it to get you to the garage to get your oil changed, okay? And tell them, use this stuff. I brought you a story a couple of years ago where they actually flew a 747 on this oil, and it worked. Like, are you kidding me? Okay? Like, I was listening to the debate the other night, and they're talking about fossil fuels. Okay? And what they should have been talking about is fuels that will fossilize you. Bad oil. Not coming out of the ground, coming out of those seeds. Seed oil, like cottonseed. That's how they got Crisco. That's how they got Crisco. Procter and Gamble. The biggest food company in the world and cleaning company in the world at one time. I think they're still around. And everything in the middle aisles of your grocery store is just about, from chips to pretzels to whatever else is in there, they put that, and they last forever, these oils. What does it do to you? Inflammation. And remember, inflammation can be silent. You don't know it's there. Oxidation. It ages you. It destroys healthy cells. Your body doesn't even know what it is. Let me give you the third one. It affects your microbiome. It affects your gut. Your body doesn't know what that is. It really doesn't. It doesn't compute. It gives you leaky gut. It disrupts. It gives you a dysbiosis. It's a bad oil for your gut. It affects the gut. And you guys know this. The gut is connected to everything. Your brain, your blood, brain barrier, your every organ in your body communicates with your gut. And this oil is disruptive to the microbiome. Very dangerous. One of the factors in autoimmune, whenever you hear anything autoimmune, guys, you know, people think of autoimmune and they think inflammation, rightly so. But you know me, for the last more than that, 40 years at least, when I think of autoimmune, I think leaky gut. I used to measure it. I used to see it. I used to see garbage in the blood. And fungus, yeast, gets in the blood, the Trojan horse. And one of the factors that disrupts the microbiome and has a major effect on the small intestine is these oils. I've used the illustration in the past. I'll bring it out to you again. Okay, so if you're listening to a podcast at a later date, visualize this in your head. Okay, I'm showing here two carpets. See that? One is a shag carpet. This is actually good. Shag carpets. In the 1970s, we had shag carpets in our homes. Okay? Yeah. And you can see the shags, right? That's what your small intestine is supposed to look like. These in the small intestine, these shags, are called villi. And what happens when you get autoimmune, you get a tightly knit carpet, like a modern day carpet, a commercial carpet. Commercial carpets don't have shags. They're tightly knit. Well, tightly knit is nice for a carpet, but it's no good for your bowel. It's no good for your small intestine. You want those shags because they're absorbing all your food. After your food comes out of your stomach and has been pulverized But you need a shag carpet in the small intestine, the villi, to pick up those nutrients and to keep the garbage out of your bloodstream. I like illustrations, guys. Okay, so this article is fascinating. Very concisely, it tells us that these oils have created havoc in our society. And they are so destructive. Why? Because of inflammation. And inflammation destroys cells and destroys blood vessels. And it creates a response in the body that doesn't get turned off. What I used to call a cytokine storm in the body. And in autoimmune, I used to try and turn that storm off. And one of the things I did was, you're going to do the reset. And the reason I want you on the reset, I don't want any of these, not only sugar. I don't want you on any of these oils. Bad oils. I'm getting you off bad oils. What? They didn't understand. I get it. I said, I'm going to put you on a good oil. Omega-3. The best is DHA. Okay? I'm going to put you on good oils. And I want you to eliminate in your diet bad oils. Because it's going to reduce your inflammation. It's going to reduce your oxidation. It's going to reduce leaky gut. I promise. And I'll help you with good oils and probiotics. Amazing the results we got when folks complied. And what I found, okay, this is just by the way, what I found when people educate themselves, when people are interested in their health, it's amazing to me how many people they just are not interested. And when you're not interested, in a way, okay, until they have a heart attack or something, but they're not interested, then they're subject to lies like moderation, made up by the food industry, counting calories. Calorie is a calorie is a calorie. I got trained like that. I had to undo that. A calorie is a calorie is a calorie. So eat in moderation. You can eat everything, but in moderation. Count calories. Read your label. I like reading labels, but I could care less about calories. I want to know what's in that food. I want to know the sugar content of the pumpkin, what was it called? The Dunkin' Pumpkin Sweet Drink. The Dunkin' Pumpkin. I can't even say it. The Dunkin' Pumpkin Sweet Drink. And Tim Hortons has one too. And I know Starbucks does too. Okay. 1, inflammation. 2, see, I put the thumb up and the thumb comes up. Oh, my camera's giving me a headache. Okay, I won't put my thumb up. Number 1, inflammation. Number 2, oxidation. Number 3, leaky gut. Number 4, or wait a minute. Yeah, what did I say? Inflammation, oxidation, and leaky gut, 3. 4, Obesity. Obesity. Guys, you got eyeballs? You do? Okay. Go to the mall. Go to the mall. You ever go to the mall? You probably go there to shop, or you go there to have a coffee. I don't know what you do at a mall. I don't like going to malls. I don't like shopping particularly, but I don't mind going. If they have a coffee shop, I'll have a coffee, and it won't be Dunkin' Pumpkin. I can promise you that. But I watch people. I remember my mom. She loved watching people. So if you brought her, if you sat beside my mom in the airport, she just watched. She just watched people go by. And my mom would comment. She had a running commentary. And my mom could have been a stand-up comedian. Like, she was sarcastic, and but really, I love sitting beside my mom. And she told me too, more than once, when you get back upstairs and change that stupid shirt you got on, you look like an idiot. On the way out to school. And my mother used to stand at the door and smell us. Get back upstairs and put some underarm deal. I'm talking about in the 1960s, okay? Oh, I love my mom. It didn't matter who you were. She could dress you down in a hurry. She was beautiful. Okay? Go to the mall. Open your eyeballs. Observe. What do you see? People are so much bigger than they used to be. And I love this article because it's talking about what this oil does to you when you put the bad oil inside of you. And the world would say, well, don't you have such thing as a coconut oil? Coconut oil will make you fat. Olive oil, are you kidding me? Look at how many calories are in that oil. It's the opposite. This bad oil makes you fat. And this is why we think if you were born in the 1950s like me, or the 1960s, and let's say we left the planet, we went with Elon Musk, even though he's younger than I am. We went to Mars, and we've been living on Mars, and we came back to planet Earth, and we just looked around. We'd say, we got invaded from outer space. Another planet has moved in. Who are these people? Look at how big they are. Where did they come from? True or false? That's a true statement, isn't it? Bad oil. Bad oil. And fifthly, insulin resistance. That oil causes one of the factors in insulin resistance. Now, have you ever heard of that before? Insulin resistance? Do you know what it is? Yeah. You get a double whammo when you have sugar, especially high fructose corn syrup, and you have bad oil. What a combination that is. Not only in obesity, not only in fatty liver, okay, but in insulin resistance. Your cells, they become even more resistant to insulin. They hate the presence of insulin and they resist it. And insulin's got a job to do. And it doesn't care if your cells don't like it. Too bad, so sad. I'm coming, no matter what. Because you insist on eating crappy carbs. I'm coming to get that sugar out of your bloodstream. It can't park there. 5-fold effect of bad oils. And they're not going away anytime soon, guys. You just, for yourself and your family, get rid of them. Okay? Get rid of them. Put them in your car, not in your body. Okay? Wasn't that interesting as far as a concise article on the effects of these stinking oils? I liked it. I really do. I like concise. I'm not concise. I talk too much. But it's a podcast. Of course I'm going to talk. Okay. I'm breathing. I love you guys. What's tomorrow? Question and answer Friday. Send in the questions. Look, if you're not sure, send us an email. info@martinclinic.com. info@martinclinic.com. Tell your friends about the Doctor Is In podcast. They can download it on their favorite smart device. Okay? Wherever they get their podcasts, the Doctor Is In podcast is available. You know, re-listen to this stuff. That's how I learn. I listen. Linda. Listen. Larry. Re-listen. Okay? Okay, guys. We love you. We'll talk to you soon.